Welcome to STEAM Academies at McClure South Berkeley's High's FBLA Chapter Induction Ceremony. Okay. That was a lot. That was a mouthful. And so going forward, we would just say STEAM High. You all okay with that? Okay, good. Let's rock and roll. I want to give a quick overview of what we actually are doing today. That's the teacher in me, right? Okay. So we start off with me, then we're going to the officer induction ceremony. When we get to that portion, please hold your cue to begin your applause, okay? We will go and get some words of encouragement. We get some knowledge bestowed upon us, okay? And then we will transition to the membership induction for the new inductees, where we will, again, ask you all to hold your applause until the end. At that point, everyone will come up here. At that point, the new inductees, so we want them all to get up here and to get their photo opportunities. And so please hold applause until that point we get it. And then we'll get out of here. All right, so I want to cover the question of the hour for via stream. What exactly is FBLA? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. More specifically, it is the FBLA PBL, where you see the PBL, that's the Phi Beta Lambda. That means that your child can be a part of an FBLA chapter at the university level, which is really good. There's some other background information I want to tell you about FBLA. It is actually a CTSO. Anybody here know what that means? What does that mean? Career Technical Student Organization. Give it a round of applause for her for having that. Yes. Okay, so FBLA is actually the largest career and technical student organization in the world with over 250,000 members. Okay, so you're a part of something special, all right? Now, what's the ultimate goal for this? The ultimate goal is for us to enhance your child's skill sets for whatever their career endeavors entail. In addition to that, we want them to be able to be the leaders there. We want them to be the bosses. And that's what we do here. More things about FBLA will come about throughout this presentation. And so you will hear it, and we want to get this thing going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the next portion here where I have to get over here by the podium and do this officer induction ceremony piece for us. Now, please remember to refrain from your pauses to the end. I will go through, and we will go through with this ceremony, and then they will take over, and then they will take the mic away from me, okay? All right, so will the newly elected officers of STEAM PBL please come forward as I announce your name for the office. As we're lighting this candle over here, this particular candle symbolizes the chapter in its entirety with all its members working together. With this symbol, we shall charge each officer to do the job which he or she has been elected to do. Ashley Taylor, Buzz Squad Director, please come up. As Buzz Squad Director of the STEAM High chapter of FBLA, you spearheaded a social media campaign that included that actually rendered the spirit gavel for us. If you can see on that table, you all, that really fancy looking gavel over there. We got that at the state level last year for the hard work that was, spearheaded by Ms. Taylor here. So we want to know, continuing as director, it will be your responsibility to ensure all social media, videos, photographs, and information technology aspects of the chapter are carried out in a manner that provides professional outlook to the community. Do you continue to accept this responsibility? I do. I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the Buzz Squad Director. Now, this gold candle that she'll light here, it symbolizes the achievements possible when the chapter promotions are conducted in an orderly fashion, okay? Ariana Phillips, Director of Communication. You have been named Director of Communication of our STEAM High chapter. Over communications, you are responsible for contacting parents, community members, and business leaders on behalf of the president and the chapter. Do you accept this position? I now declare you in the nation. This silver candle symbolizes the determination and sophistication it takes to communicate effectively with community leaders as well as the chapter members. Brianna Brown, parliamentarian. Okay, the STEAM Highs chapter of FBLA parliamentarian here, it would be your responsibility to monitor all formal chapter meetings so that they are conducted within the framework of the parliamentary procedure. Through your efforts, the chapter meetings will be conducted in an orderly fashion, resulting in efficient business. Do you accept this responsibility? I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the parliamentarian. This great candle that shall be lighted momentarily symbolizes the achievements possible when the chapter meetings are conducted in an orderly fashion. Haley Crable, historian. You have been elected historian of the STEAM Highs chapter here. As historian, it will be your responsibility to maintain the records of the chapter, including a report of activities, awards, and publicity. Through your efforts, people will see the progress of our chapter. Do you accept this responsibility? I do. I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the historian. This green candle symbolizes the satisfaction that can be derived from preserving the past and recording the present while preparing for the future. Mackenzie Manzarek, reporter. You have been elected reporter of STEAM Highs chapter of FBLA PBL. As reporter, your job will be to report meetings and other newsworthy activities of the chapter through proper channels. Do you accept this responsibility? I now declare you in the name of FBLA. This violet candle symbolizes the inspiration and enlightenment that can be brought by reporting the activities of the FBLA chapter. Travion Chapman, treasurer. You have been elected treasurer of the STEAM Highs chapter of FBLA PBL. In electing you to this office, the members have shown their faith in your business ability and your honesty. Do you promise to keep accurate records of all money received, spent, and present orderly reports upon request? I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the treasurer. This lighted blue candle symbolizes the trust and confidence which the members have in your ability to safeguard all funds. Latavia Williams, secretary. You have been elected secretary of STEAM Highs chapter of FBLA PBL. Accepting this office obligates you to present and keep records of what takes place at every meeting. Do you accept this responsibility? I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the secretary. This yellow candle symbolizes constancy in attendance and keeping progress. Danny Straley, vice president. You have been elected vice president of the STEAM Highs chapter of FBLA PBL. Your duty will be to assume the responsibilities in the absence of the president. Will you strive to carry out the duties of this office? I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the vice president, pardon me. This orange candle is the symbol of harmony and faithfulness, which should characterize your efforts in working with the president to carry out the ideals of the chapter. President. The members here of the STEAM Highs chapter of FBLA PBL have bestowed upon you a great honor in electing you the president. Your major responsibilities are to lead and to encourage this chapter in all its activities. It is your duty to preside at all meetings and to see that they are conducted in accordance with the Constitution and correct principles of the parliamentary procedure. Do you accept this responsibility? I do. I now declare you in the name of FBLA PBL, the president. This red candle is the symbol of your duty. In your presence, I now declare them officially installed as officers of STEAM High chapter of FBLA PBL for the coming year. And as such, I would like to pass this mic along, and as I do that, I want to give the gavel to the president. There you go.
Thank you, Advisor Love. Let's give it up once again for our 2023 to 2024 STEAM Academy FBLA executive. And now I would like to introduce our two guest speakers for today, our principal, Mr. Tandler, and the CTE director for the district, Mr. Johnson. Would Mr. Tandler please come forward? Let's give it up for our first guest speaker, Mr. Tandler.
Hi, guys. So before I start, I want to do something. Stand up if you've been recognized in a Board of Education meeting. An award yesterday. Okay, so I wanted to start there because this is an incredibly impressive group of young people in front of us, okay? This group, not only do you continue to grow and get bigger and bigger every year, and I was joking with Mr. Love the other day, where I don't know where Mr. Love went, but I was joking with Mr. Love the other day that FBLA is almost coming like in our building. Like it's getting that big, okay? And not only is it getting that big, but the students who are involved continue to flourish, not just in FBLA, but in a whole lot of other ways. And then that feeds into FBLA because of the competitions you guys are going to, and not only going to, but like placing in. And not placing like regionally, but placing statewide and several placing nationally, okay? That's a really big deal, okay? This program has become one of the pillars and one of the backbones of STEAM High. And the sky is the limit. And if yesterday's any the students we have in this program, the kind of expectation we have for this program, then I can't wait to see what down the road is going to look like. Because every time that I look at a top 10 list or a GPA list or the awards ceremony list or anything regarding academics, I see the majority of your names on there, not once, not twice, but multiple times, okay? Who's a senior? Who are the seniors? Stand up, seniors. Okay. So our charge to you is that in about 6 months, you're going to leave us, okay? And I can't wait to, when you come back next year at this time, how college is going and how all the things you're doing and how well they're going. I look so forward to that. But our charge to you now is start looking at the underclassmen and who you're going to tap to fill those roles that you're going to vacate real soon. Because that's what keeps things going, is that when someone leaves, someone else is right there to step into that role, okay? And we have a plethora of very talented people in this room that are continuing to make FBLA grow. So first of all, congratulations to everybody. Awesome job with this program. And again, if yesterday is any indication, and today, of how well you guys do on everything you do, I can't wait to see what down that's. Mr. Johnson.
And now again, well, let's give it up again for Mr. Tandler. And now for the Career Technical Education Director of our district, Mr. Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings to STEAM High, future business leaders of America, building administration, Mr. Tandler, parents and guardians, teachers and staff. Thank you for the privilege of Career and Tech Ed. I want to start by acknowledging the immense respect that I have for Mr. Jeff Tandler, the building principal, and Mr. Keith Rhodes, the athletic and activities director. Some of you all may not know, but the three of us worked together at McClure South Berkeley before it was STEAM High. And that was a time when the school was performing in the lowest 5% of the state. And committed and toiled to provide excellent experiences for students. And I'm extremely grateful to them for their modeling and leadership. If you would join me in giving them a round of applause, please. I also have the sincerest gratitude and appreciation to the chapter advisor, Mr. Harvey Love, who leads with pride and espouses high expectations for all of his students. Specifically, as Mr. Tandler alluded to earlier, FBLA chapter students thrive, and that is evidenced by their eligibility to participate in state and national conferences for consecutive years. That's a huge accomplishment. If you have ever earned the opportunity, and I want to underscore a word that I'm using, the word is earned. It wasn't given to you. If you have ever earned that opportunity to compete at the state or national level, please stand at this time. Give them a round of applause, you all. Let's keep standing. That is huge. I just want to make sure I put my eyes on you all. Please be seated at this time. Mr. Love has irrefutably earned the respect of FBLA advisors throughout the state and the region. I was at a conference, I think last year, and I was talking to Mr. Kennedy, and I said something about Ferg Floor, and he just went on a tangent talking about Mr. Love, and he also mentioned Ashley Taylor, who's here today. So again, you're a committed advisor. And lastly, I want to thank President Billups and the Director of Communications, Phillips, for the opportunity to offer some remarks. They gave me 5 minutes. I think I'm already at minute 3, so let me pick up the pace. I merely want to share a story with you all. My father's dad, my paternal grandfather, Elijah, and my paternal grandmother, Delia Johnson, had 13 kids. And my father is the 13th. I am the 13th grandchild of the 13 kids. My grandfather had a 3rd grade education, and my grandmother had an 8th grade education. While they did not have much formal education, they had good sense. You would often hear them mention things like, "She is a lost ball in high grass," meaning that that person didn't have direction. You would hear them mention that something was as scarce as hen's teeth. Do not have teeth. Hens do not have teeth. And you would hear them mention, "Don't go along to get along." And then I fondly remember my grandfather saying, "I'm so glad to be around civilized people." What I am sharing is that they had common sense. Common sense is not commonplace. Many people have book sense, but are unable to perform when the rubber meets the road. I know that FBLA academic and common sense. Students get the opportunities to think and apply their book sense in a competitive environment. These skills are transferable, they are durable, and they are sought after by colleges and employers. Do not let FBLA merely become something that you just do. Rather, look to internalize these ideas for your future self. Again, while my father was 13 and was the offspring of uneducated people from Mississippi, he rose through the ranks of the United States Marine Corps and served this great country as a commander. He instilled in me the pride to be a Johnson and to represent something more than yourself. Each day I show up as a Johnson, believing it is better to be asked up than to be asked down, to speak, to be heard, and to prepare. What I want you all to know, it does not matter where you have been, only where you are going. As members of FBLA, you are showing up as something more than yourself. You are a team member, a problem solver, an innovator, a believer. Let your steps and your stops be anchored in the idea that you represent more than you. You are STEAM High FBLA. In closing, congratulations on your induction into the STEAM High FBLA. Shine on. Thank you.
Let's once again give it up for our guest speaker, Mr. Johnson. Again, welcome to the induction ceremony for future business leaders of America. FBLA's mission is to inspire and prepare students to become community-minded business leaders in a global society through relevant career preparation and leadership experience. I would like to start off by saying thank you to our officers. You all have worked summer break. Before we induct the new members to our illustrious chapter, let us recognize our returning members. Please stand. Thank you, returning members. And now, will all inductees please stand?
These candidates have expressed a desire to become members of the STEAM Highs chapter of Future.
We accept you as candidates for membership in STEAM High's chapter of Future Business Leaders of America. Before you become members, however, let us consider the 3 parts of our Delta logo on the screen. The Delta represents FBLA's commitment to the ideals of service, education, and progress. FBLA's 3 divisions, middle school, high school, and collegiate. The change and progress our student members experience as part of FBLA. The importance of the whole coming together to achieve success. Let us take a closer look at the 3 words on our crest, starting with service.
The word service denotes the idea that every individual should be interested in and take responsibility for promoting better social, political, and family life. Community service activities help the chapter get involved using our business leadership skills to contribute directly to the school and community. Members recognize the importance of networks within business and community leaders. They also gain the experience of managing a project outside of the classroom environment. Our FBLA National Service Project is the March of Dimes. We have had a successful partnership for more than 45 years. During that time, our members have raised more than $15 million.
The word education is symbolic of the idea that education is the right of every individual. Education offers knowledge of various business careers, providing valuable career orientation and goal-setting opportunities. Guest speakers, panel discussions, and business-related presentations are used as instructional tools in chapter meetings and activities. Field trips and business tours demonstrate firsthand what has been discussed in the classroom or at a meeting. Many chapters develop special events to observe American Free Enterprise Day, which is November 15th, today. Some of the activities chapters plan include job shadowing, mock interview experiences, and special business guest speakers.
The word progress represents the challenges of tomorrow, which depends on mutual understanding and cooperation of business, industry, labor, religious, family, and educational institutions, and by people of our own and other lands. Our members are making progress by partnering with business, education, and civic organizations to earn scholarships, partnerships, and opportunities.
Now, let's focus on the words that make up our name, beginning with future. The word future reminds us that the future of the world depends on the quality of leadership that we are able to produce, and that we in FBLA will be the business leaders of the future. We must learn to recognize the situation in which our individual talents will be useful. In FBLA, we will find the tools to prepare us for the future. We will profit for the experiences of others, those who have preceded us, as well as our advisors and those with whom we network. Our studies and activities will help us meet economic systems.
The world of business is our world. To be successful in business, a person must be educated both formally and informally in business methods, procedures, and in the basic procedures of our economic system and government. We realize the importance of education and training in business methods and procedures. We embrace the entrepreneurial spirit and free enterprise system that makes the American dream accessible. We appreciate the role of business in our daily lives.
The word leaders represents the search for knowledge in order for us to become better citizens. This knowledge will prepare us for the great task of leadership ahead.
The future of our country depends on the quality of leadership. Leadership implies honor, vision, innovation, competence, discretion, and integrity. A leader must listen, be able to withstand criticism, and be flexible. A leader accepts failure and strive, but is willing to profit from it. As members of future business leaders of America, it is our duty to prepare for the enormous responsibility of business leadership in the years ahead of us.
Finally, we think about America. The future of America depends on education. We should pledge ourselves to use the abilities that we have to make America a better place for everyone. If the United States is to remain a world leader, intelligent young men and women are needed to guide our country by studying our past, analyzing our present, and preparing for the future. The initiative and success of leaders in business will help us shape the future of America. Through FBLA, we will strive for leadership, thereby helping us to strengthen our great nation.
Together stand for future business leaders of America. The crest stands for our organization, which provides opportunities for each member to become a leader of tomorrow. Now, let us welcome the new inductees.
All right, we've all have been waiting for. You will hear your name and go across and shake everyone's hand and off of the stage. Beginning with Tori Etespoi. One at a time. Mariana Boyd. Joy Buchanan. Mackenzie Crawford. Sarah Diamond. Zaria Easterling. Jaden Evans. Daniel Gutting. Jamera McNichols. Anaya Moody. Sherrod Murph. Peyton Newborn. Mackenzie Schaefer. Jelani Smith. Selena Thomas. Rayana Wesson. Layla Williams. Lena. Vanessa Winters. Agarius Simpson Johnson. Cheyenne Coleman, excuse me. And Anaya Pitts.
Let us welcome the chapter of FBLA. You may now proceed to your seats. Please remain standing as you arrive to your seats. And now, will all members of the STEAM Academy chapter of FBLA please rise? Please rise, raise your right hand, and join me in reciting the FBLA pledge as on the screen. I solemnly promise to uphold the aims and responsibilities of the future business leaders of America, and I shall strive to develop the qualities necessary in becoming a responsible business leader.
Madam President, I motion to adjourn this meeting.
All those in favor of adjourning this induction ceremony, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This induction ceremony is now adjourned. There are refreshments outside for everyone's enjoyment. Thank you again.